Welcome to your Magic Moon message. This is the Peace Dealer, Sun and Moon in Scorpio, baby. Fresh out the shower. Yeah. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another updated cycle of transformation, where we will activate new wisdom and apply this unlocking of your character through the nodes into who you're meant to be. In other words, this is a lot of sauce. You're activating a lot of sauce. And this 0-degree conjunction, while it will be exact on Friday, it's Thursday that I'm recording this right now. It's going to get ready to open up deeper layers of psychoanalysis to apply the analysis that happened during Virgo season. This is called second stage harvest. We are activating second stage harvest. First stage harvest was activated new moon in Libra. Third stage harvest is going to be the new moon in Sagittarius, new magic. And second stage harvest is new moon Scorpio, new energy, new wisdom, new Sophia, baby. New transformation. In that you've integrated habits, you've expressed through your character, and will now thus transform to express the mastery of new habits. Scorpio is my 6th house of Virgo in habits, so this is where I'll be transforming my habits. But this is yearly. We do this every year. Do this every day, bro. And who do we have along for this ride? But of course, the North Node in Aries, that at 3 degrees has already been transformed with this psychoanalytical awareness, so that we can really shift the perspective with which we're getting ready to complete this path of destiny. All right, this original direction you've taken your character through Aries and through Libra on the South Node, balancing how we maintain authenticity with this path and direction and mission. So this is where, in harvesting the results, we're going to be transforming and cutting the fat from what's no longer needed and keeping what is relevant moving forward. We also will have, of course, subsequently after this new moon, the trine to Saturn, with which the moon will trine after the new moon. Yeah, the Saturn and Pisces trine, and before the moon leaves Scorpio, it's going to trine Neptune. So aspects to Pisces, of course, relative to this year, will speak towards, of course, the integrity of our beliefs and how well we maintain, of course, the integrity, but really the wherewithal to practice what we preach, and to make sure that everything, the totality, Saturn, of what we collectively believed, Pisces, is aligned with our actions, our thoughts, Gemini, actions, Aries, thoughts, Gemini, behavior and analysis, Virgo, and now, of course, this wisdom, right? The wisdom, Scorpio, takes a Sagittarius signature to our beliefs, Pisces. It is through the transformation of wisdom we can gain the meaning of our collective beliefs. Scorpio, which is social, and Pisces, which is collective, now almost asserts that through our society we're able to see into the current beliefs of the collective. But this is also going to represent how you're transforming cumulative insight in order to wrap back around to strengthen with this pure core source, which is a super strength, a psychological super strength, your beliefs. This is going to be really cool because a lot of things you've been working towards maintaining and breaking through with these beliefs, you're now activating this transformation and understanding of wisdom psychoanalytically so that this can confirm, reaffirm, and of course, strengthen your beliefs, especially once it trines Neptune, so that there's more intensity and extremeness of feeling that goes into what you imagine with Neptune, adding more conviction and strength to how much you believe something. And that through Sagittarius, you will begin to see visually into the meaning of. So you see what the completion of these beliefs look like. That being said, this is an activation. So this is you sowing seeds. We cleared the field through the balsamic phase and the moon in Libra. And this is going to activate new insight through the moon in Capricorn that will activate from that 0, 30, and 60 to 90 degree angle this new cycle. I think it's interesting how the elections are occurring within this cycle, which just makes it ripe for fuckery. But hopefully we'll be able to wade through the deception and whatever games are played, and to not get so attached and stuck on results, but to really maintain integrity throughout this whole process, if that's even possible at this point. Regardless, okay, remember what you do this for is beyond all these physical things and material things. The material is just the evidence and the expression of the metaphysical, the facet of you that is unseen, but still existential in all its grace and glory. It is at this time, I remind you, for those of you who would like a reading, you can go to my website. I don't promote these enough, so I just remember to do that. You know, if you want a reading, some of you may not know I offer readings. Go to thepeacedealer.com, hit up my recorded reports or my consultations in my services tab. I have pay-per-call, team of people you can call during the week relative to our hours on that site. I also have a tip jar. If you guys want to send me a tip, can we'll get some whatever with it, coffee, food, or just, you know. That being said, Scorpio is also trust and other people's money. And the opposition to Taurus of your own value is what is harvesting here, as you have, of course, activated in Taurus season, the new moon in Taurus, new value unconventionally with Jupiter and Uranus, and then you integrated that in Leo on stage by how courageous you could express this value. And now you're going to tie all of that to transform your partnerships, hence Scorpio representing intimacy and how intimately you can connect and bond with those who honor your value, and draw boundaries with those influences that diminish your value so that they don't have access to your goods. To your goods. To your goods. The moon will quincunx Jupiter. Actually make a light yard to Jupiter and Chiron in Aries and Jupiter in Gemini, which is going to transform the potency of how you apply this original healing with this extra vocabulary you have been expanding, which just gives you more creative ways to throw shade and talk smack on people throwing shade and talking smack at you. That way you can use any vulnerabilities your ego may have and transform out of them while integrating elements of this new mindset that you'll understand how to feel before the sun makes you aware of the same process. But we also have to keep in mind that with the opposition the moon will make to Uranus, that's going to be a 180 degree opposition from 2 weeks ago when we had Sun in Libra and the moon in Taurus, unconventionally innovating how much more naturally we transform our partnerships with others based on the values that we have, which influence said partnerships, with which 2 weeks from that date is going to harvest, and how much more pure we can express those values by cutting people the F off. I mean, by really feeling intensely the depth of just how innovative our value and worth is, you know. Feel bougie if you have to. Sometimes that's the only way. So yes, all I have to say is welcome to a new cycle. This is going to be the darkest new moon because Scorpio is the darkest. And it's going to, in that darkness, reveal a whole host of wisdom as we do every year. But this year, we do have, of course, the end of the world as we're getting ready to activate a new world cycle coming into the next couple of days. When I say the end of the world, I'm not talking about 2012. I'm not talking about all this cataclysmic, earth-shattering stuff. It could be like that, but the end of the world, the apocalypse, is merely just an unveiling. We're gonna unveil the mysteries that may have kept us stunted, with which will help us push forward and create whole new paradigms. And you can look to this Scorpio season as getting ready to shift you into the climax of this year's plot. I mean, it feels like it too, though. Just brace yourself. But be willing to see beyond deception, to see through the lies, and to open up to new vision, which will be the new moon in Sagittarius, third part of the I Told You So tour part 2. Okay? As we activate the second part of the I Told You So part 2, I want to remind you that unlike last year, where we were meant to fulfill the burden of proof, you did that. Now it's up to the opposing team to fulfill the burden of proof. You just have to maintain that integrity. And this is going to, of course, add a lot of intensity. This is based off of the classic direction you moved towards the past month through Libra. And it's time to add the sauce on it. It's time to add wisdom and purity to purify and transform your blade in the forge of heat that will make it the weapon that it was always meant to be. And this weapon is your word. It's the sword, the truth. You know, people gonna be running from the truth when it comes out when they least expect it. So you want to make sure you're at the right place at the right time. You guys stay blessed as always. And as we activate this new moon, ask yourself, what do you want to transform? What do you want to gain deeper insight towards as it also applies to your habits? And what are you ready to shift and step into? Claim it now. Claim it proud. I'm just rhyming at this point. And until next time, peace.